everyone, welcome to schoolquiz.com. So today we are going to continue with the topic that we have started in the previous lecture, that is factual passage based on statistical data. Okay, so in that we have studied the passage. Okay, we have studied the tables, we have studied the graphs, we have studied the charts. Okay, so I hope I'm clear with that. Today we are going to solve the questionnaire. But first, let me tell you that we have done visual inputs, that is factual passage based on visual inputs. We have also done case studies. We have read different case studies so that we can solve. Okay. So today we are going to solve questionnaire based on statistical data. Okay. Now I have already explained you the meaning of the statistical data in the previous lecture. So what was that? Means you will help the answering by solving tables. By looking at the table, you can solve the answers. Okay. So we are going to do that today. Let me share my screen to you. Okay. Okay. Moving on to questionnaires. First one. Which is mostly read topic in newspaper by undergraduates. Undergraduate short form is UT. So let us read in the graph we have given. Undergraduates means pink in color. They have interest in sports and games. How I identified? Because it is the highest over which section, sports and games. So now I can say my correct answer is A, sports and games, from sports and games, business, politics and admission. Which one is the highest voted? Sports and games. Okay, so our correct answer is A, sports and games. Which two newspapers are mostly read? Now, which two newspapers are there which are mostly read? So for that we had chart. Okay. So 32% is the most given rate over here. That is green in color. Green in color indicates Mumbai Mirror, right? Then we have 25% which is given as dark blue, means the Hindu, right? So our option will be, what our option will be is Mumbai Mirror and the Hindu, from the Times of India and Mumbai Mirror and the Hindu and Dainik Jharkhand, Amar Ujala and the Times of India. The correct answer from all those is Mumbai Mirror and the Hindu. Okay, so I hope I'm clear with it, right? So now moving on towards our next question. Which professionals showed most interest in responding to the questionnaires? Now, which professionals are given over here? Undergraduates, PhDs, postgraduates, and both B and C. So who's giving more, response? Okay, we can check over here. So I guess purple one is giving most response, that is PG. After that, both are normal. So I guess PhD will be the correct answer. So the correct answer is C, postgraduates. Okay. Now, moving on to next question. As per the passage, what may be possible reason or reasons for most of the students to read newspapers in hard copy? So, what are the possible reasons? A, lack of awareness. B, library subscriptions being the major source of newspapers. C, both A and B, and D, none of the above. So what we can see over here, that there are four options, but I think the correct option will be C, both A and B. Why? Because first, lack of awareness, because I gave you an assignment to find out that what, newspapers are online platforms where we can see. Okay, so means you might not be aware before, so lack of awareness. Maybe you were aware, but we can consider that the general reason will be lack of awareness, and library subscription being the major source of newspapers, because you are getting the newspapers in the library. Why would you search for it online? Okay, so it's both A and B. The answer is C. The correct answer is C, both A and B. Next question. Is there gender bias in the sample under study? Now the options are too much, to some extent, not at all, cannot be said. So we can go through the table. Okay. So here number of questionnaire distributed to male is 80, to female it is 120. So now can you see the bias? Okay, so there were, what they are saying, that there were how many questionnaires distributed? 200. Okay, so for that they had distributed 80 and 120. So the ratio is not equal. We can say that it is to the some extent. So correct answer will be to some extent, that is B. So this is your passage. We are done with your passage. You can, see this. Okay. We have solved some questionnaire, not every questionnaire, right? So I hope you are clear with it till. You can see the passage once and take a screenshot if you want. This is the first page. This is the second one. This is the third one. Okay. Third one is this one. Table 2 is changed only. Then there is graph. Bar graph. It is called bar graph. Then there is chart, which we have already studied. Then we had questionnaires after this paragraph. This is the last paragraph. Concluding, you can say. These were the questionnaires. I'm going to read. You are going to solve by yourself. This is the mostly read topic in the newspaper by undergraduates. Which two newspapers are mostly read? Which professional shows most interest in responding to the questionnaires? As per the passage, what may be the possible reasons for most of the students to read newspapers in hard copy? And last one, is there gender bias in sample paper under study? Okay, so I hope I'm clear with it, right? Okay. Now we have completed factual passage and discursive passage. Both the topics are over. So we are going to study the difference between the factual and discursive passage. For discursive passage, you can go to the previous video and see what is discursive passage, or if you remember, it is good for you. We are going to see just in gist what is the meaning of factual passage. Factual passage convey information in straightforward and direct manner, okay, about a particular subject. It is about a particular subject, not in general. Usually the language and the style are simple and clear, okay. Factual passages may give instructions or descriptions or report of an event or new finding. I'm not going in detail because we have already studied. I'm just going on to the difference now. Okay. We have solved some passages you have to solve. I'll make sure that you'll solve the passages. I'll send you the link if you want, so that you can try more passages. I have many passages given, as you can see over here. We have solved some. Okay. So now we'll see the difference between the discursive and factual passage. Okay. So let me just increase the font size for you, so it will be easily watchable for you. Okay. Shall I increase more? Cool. Now I think it is clear. Okay. So what we are going to see, difference between the discursive and factual passage. Okay. A factual passage provides clear clarification on the topic under discussion. Means it gives you clear information about the topic that is going on. Okay. It is divided basically on three types. That is, one is visual input, one is statistical data, and one is case study. Entire passage gives reader a clear description of what has been discussed. Means it gives you the clear-cut information. It gives you the facts about what we are studying. That we have studied, quite that eye passage, okay? So cornea and everything that we have studied, cataract basically. So this is related to facts about cataracts we have studied. So it gives you the factual information. Now we have studied the survey of newspapers. So that also gives you the factual information. You can identify by looking at the passage that it is a discursive one or it is a factual based. Factual based will give you more, factual information rather than, difference one, that is discursive one. So you will get more information in the factual one, and those are at most true. That means 100% facts. Okay. So it gives you clear description of what has been discussed. It is provided detailed overview of the subject discussed by offering step-by-step explanation of the same. Now, when we are studying cataract, you would have seen that what was there in that passage, everything. What are the symptoms of having cataract? Who has cataract? How this has been found in, heredity and everything. What are the cure for that? What are the precautions for that? So we have studied all those things systematically. Okay. So now I'll give you one other example of that. See, before that we have studied case based. Okay. So in that, what we have studied about the cancer, transparency, cataract, that I'm going to tell you. So the questions we see that, questions are also in an orderly manner. Okay. Major cause of blindness is cataract. Why does the lens become opaque in the old age? So what is it? It is exact information. It is up to step by step. Okay. So you can see that it is very good. Okay. Means it gives you the what? Fully information. Here, what is discursive passage? Given a discursive passage discusses different subjects at random and gives a full picture of subject being addressed to the detailed passage. Means it just gives you what? Different subjects at random. You can study whole at one, but in the factual passage you can study about a particular thing. Okay. It provides a detailed overview of the subject discussed, offers step-by-step explanation as I explained it to you the same. There is less complexity to discursive section, means because the factual passage is particular, it is very complex. If you don't know the terms, you will not be able to understand the passage. Okay. And in the discursive passage, it is less complex. It is general. It is, basic things. Okay, we can say it is like the simple sentence, and this one is the complex sentence. You can say, that simple sentence means what, and complex sentence means what. We have studied that in the grammar topic. Okay. The passage must spontaneously address different subjects that do not seem to be connected to one another. Means passage must be spontaneously addressed, means at that time addressed to different subjects. That means it cannot be connected to one another. Means, see, suppose in the discursive passage, I'm talking about I went to the park today. And then I suddenly begin with I cooked today, like I cooked that thing today. So these two things are not related. I just try to combine those things, but actually they are not related. So discursive passage is not related. It is just spontaneous topics which we have in our mind. Tracking the shifts in the subject is also a difficult task. Okay. Now you have given in the question that write down the title for the passage in discursive one. It will be difficult for you. Why? Because firstly, I said I went to the park today and I have given you all the information about that. Suddenly in the middle of that, I remember, oh, I cooked lasagna today. So what was that? I shifted from my topic. So now you will be confused what you can give the title, like the lady went to the park or the lady cooked today. You were confused between those two. Discursive passage creates confusion. Factual passage whereas gives you the correct information. Like I said, case study was about cataract. It was easy to give the topic because it was all about cataract. So you can say it was about the cataract issue. You can say cataract disease. Okay. So you got the title easily. You were not afraid to find out the subject. You were not confused. So factual passages gives you clear-cut information, whether discursive passage gives you confusion. Okay. So this is the basic difference between what discursive and factual passage. We have done both. I hope you will be able to solve the difference between them while you read the passage. Okay. So now I'll just read for you the difference between once again. So what is the difference between the discursive and factual passage? For that, I have written some lines for the discursive. So we are going to read that. Discursive passage discusses different subjects at random and gives full passage of a subject being addressed to a detailed passage. Okay. Now the difference. A factual passage provides clear clarification on the topic under discussion. The entire passage gives the reader a clear description of what's been discussed. It provides a detailed overview of the subject discussed by offering step-by-step explanation of the same. Now, these two paragraphs are about what? Factual. What is factual? Okay, I'm highlighting it. Okay. Now, this one, there is less complexity to the discursive section. This passage may be spontaneously addressed. Different subjects do not seem to be connected to one another. Tracking the section in the subject is also a difficult task. Okay, so this is about discursive. I'm giving it highlight with another color. Okay, so you can now identify the difference. First two paragraphs are about factual. Last paragraph is about discursive. You can clearly identify the difference by looking at it. Okay, so I made it easy for you by highlighting it. I hope it is easy for you. So now we have completed two types of unseen passages, that is discursive ones, which will come in your exams, and factual passage, which will also come in your exams. See, some set might include discursive, some set might include factual. So you have to clear with both of them. Okay. So we'll see you in the next lecture with the new topic. Till then, solve the questionnaires. If you have any doubts, you can ask me over the comment section. Till then, take care. All the best for your exams.